या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मीरारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। पूज्य माँ भगवती, पूज्य Sri Arvind, you all are members of the core group of our Savitri mission. The mind of the cells, as it is the enhanced projection of mother's consciousness, is the virtual theme of the whole book. Mother's motive of this birth as new avatar, to give new birth to the world, to give new ascending step to the evolution, and to get the descent of the divine in toto as absolute reality into absolute relativity on the earth. So these are all different phrases which clearly indicate the master act on the part of the mother. So here in this 4th chapter, the descent into the body, mother's universal consciousness descends into her own body, her own individual body, and individual body is so expanded, in tune with the universal consciousness of the psychic, that the wavelength of the body and the wavelength of the individualized consciousness of mother, world mother, is a very difficult projection to grasp, difficult projection to comprehend, and much more difficult to transcribe. So Satprem also faces a tremendously powerful challenge while noting certain mysterious concepts but realistically felt before his very nose in the body of the Divine Mother. So observing the Divine Laboratory and observing the Divine Mother participating in this universal act, keeping her individual personality visible to the disciple. So to transcribe all such things in series of the concepts as such is a very difficult job to undertake, but still Satprem is blessed enough to have noted down all such concepts in sequence very logically and judiciously. So 2-3 pages are his own programming, his own problems, and his own readiness to grasp the in-depth vision of the mother with a clear-cut understanding of process, programming, and the objective behind it. Our question is really that of death. What is the real riddle of human body and real riddle of the entire humanity? Is death. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya has been more or less completely served up till now. This is the present stage of evolution. Asato Ma Sadgamaya, that has also been more or less realized by all different cultures, by all different civilizations, and all different type of the people all over the world up till now. The only dictum that has been left out is Mrutyurma Amrutam Gamaya. So death is a problem, and death is a must with which Sri Aurobindo started his Savitri. This was the day when Satyavan must die. So must is a problem. Death is a problem, but pinpointed problem in death is a must. It is mandatory, inevitable, in spite of having truth defined by mind, in spite of light defined by mind, in spite of this much of scholarship that mind can generate through its all multi-sided potentialities, is incapable to penetrate into the avenue of death up till now. And that is the problem taken up by Sri Aurobindo, and that is the problem also entrusted to Mother to be taken up further after Sri Aurobindo's departure physically. So that is what Satprem notes and goes further. As long as the physical reality of the coffin or the funeral pyre is not changed, nothing will be changed. Funeral pyre and coffin, these are all related to death. We can very well understand. These are all symbolic presentation of death and its inevitability. We are made to suffer, we are made to bear, and we are made to confront with death sooner or later, and that is the ultimate fate of any living being on the earth. Pyre is not changed, nothing will be changed. Unless we change the death, unless we change the grip of the death, we can't claim to have changed anything under the sky. And we will perpetuate the law that has ruled life since the protonza, even if we temporarily take off into the undulation. We may take any sort of consolation that we have developed, we have gone up, we have evolved, we have done this and we have done that. To what extent we can boast of our acquisition, our supremacy, our mastery over nature, over our physicality, unless death is there unbeaten, is our failure. We have not gained anything up to this, up till now. It's almost as if were the question given me to solve, Mother says, It's almost as if it were the question given me to solve. Mother herself says and admits that this is the only question given me to solve by Sri Aurobindo. With the capacity, with the light, with the power, and with the supreme power of the supramental, this is the assignment given to me by Sri Aurobindo. Said Mother, Mother is first and foremost the struggle against death. The life of Mother, mission of Mother, objective of Mother is to fight out death and is to eradicate death from human destiny. Struggle against death, because Sri Aurobindo had died in 1950. Because Sri Aurobindo had died in 1950. Word died is not appropriate here bit, but he has used it. Sri Aurobindo had died in 1950 like Orpheus and Eurydice. Orpheus and Eurydice is Greek episode, Greek anecdote, Greek illustration, who fought against death in order to bring his wife Eurydice back to the earth. For 23 years she was a battle with the question. Mother for 23 years launched battle against death consciously. Previously she prepared herself for this final issue to be solved, but continuously for 23 years after Sri Aurobindo's Samadhi, Mother fought against and against death only. She was to battle with the question like a lioness, but in fact one cannot go into the undulation and ubiquitous life unless something has changed in the system of death. But victory is yet to be won. Little bit of death, little bit of penetration into the avenue of death Mother entered, but still there is tremendous impact is yet to be generated to master death and to win the victory over death. Life, unless something has changed in the system of death, for what makes the barrier also makes death. It is the master barrier for the people, for the yogis, for the scholars, and for even divine. As new incarnation, universal death is to be removed is a greater challenge, up till now not faced by any of such incarnations. And what makes that barrier? What is the cellular mechanism of death? Now, what is the cellular mechanism of death? The key Mother has got, something Mother has found, that Mother defines as the force, power of supramental working along with Mother's determination and efforts, but still it is unsolved. And what makes that barrier? What is the cellular mechanism of death? So really speaking, what is the cellular mechanism of death? That Satprem admits that I try to explain to the world. Scientists observe the features of the phenomenon and declare the combination of this plus that causes death. Hypothetically, so many factors have been combined together in order to understand and comprehend the various causes of the death. But death remains to be death, and unconquered death. But why is there this in the first place? But why death is there in first place? manifestation of divine. Life is a manifestation of the divine. World is a manifestation of the divine. This existence as such is a manifestation of the divine. Then what's the inevitability of death as great, grand and mandatory phenomenon? Is beyond understanding. They have no idea. First and foremost, the next reign will have a different position with respect to death. But at least I am confident. Completing these three chapters and completing the 13 volumes of agenda, I am bit confident at this stage that first and foremost the next reign, I am confident that the next reign will have a different position with respect to death. Today death is inevitable, but in next reign I think death will have a different position. That much confidence I have regained while transcribing mother's experiences in this way in agenda, and thereafter these are my independent books, but based on agenda. I am confident that something definitely in terms of death and with respect to death will be decisively achieved, if not complete victory over death. That is what Satprem admits in very 4th chapter of this book. It will be outside of it. It will be outside of it. If the life mode is to change, death will be outside. If the mold of life is changed, and mold of life means mold of vital, mold of life means mold of body, mold of life means mold of this trinity of physicality, vitality and mentality is changed, then I think Satprem notes that definitely something in decisive result can be obtained hereafter. If the life mode is to change, the death mode must also change. If life is changed, if vitality is changed, if pattern of the body is changed, then death will be changed. So the inevitability of death as such, the riddleness, it is a problematic position of death is to be changed, then life is to be changed. And life is to be changed means body is to be changed, frame is to be changed, transfigured consciousness is to be changed. And what is required to get transfiguration, ascended beat or transfiguration modified, transfiguration accomplished into, grown into transformation. Transfiguration will not solve the purpose. It is the transformation that is to be launched over and above transfiguration, but that process is still to be enhanced till final victory is achieved. If the change, or else it will just be the same old endless story, otherwise it will be the same old endless stories. Individually death could have been conquered. Individuals were there who conquered the death, but the entire humanity is still subjected to the clutches of the death, is still under the control, inevitable control of the death as must, with a few ubiquitous and heavenly illusions in between. They are illusions. People today won't accept them. Scientists would not accept them. These are all mysterious miracles, not reality. So, what about the nature that is dominated by the death in the existence itself? It remains to be same imperative. And where is the birthplace of death to be found? What is death is to be found. What is the birthplace of death to be found? He pointed out birthplace. What is the birthplace? What is the fundamental root cause of death? Why death is there? The only way to know is to descend into the body. The only way is to descend into the body. We cannot find out the solution, master solution to the death externally. It is internal programming that is to be launched, and World Mother, after becoming World Mother, entered internally in and individually into her body to its root cause, absolute innermost root cause, and that is the cell. It is the cell where lies the master solution of death. And where is the birthplace of death to be found? The only way to know is to descend into the body. That is what Mother meant in 1959 by the path of descent. Mother, in 1959 in Agenda, Mother declared this way to be the path of descent. Path of descent. It's not the descent only. This is 59. Descent has already been made in 56. After 59, Mother talks of another descent. And what is another descent? Another descent is the descent of self, descent of psychic into the cell. Into the body means into the body of the cell. Descent is there, psychic is there in the body, working as psychic of the World Mother. But that psychic has further to be descended down to the level of the cell. That is cellular mechanism. Cellular mechanism means what? Cells should urge. All different cells of the body should urge and should pray to the psychic to come down to their level, because they want to be immortal. They want to be immortal. They want to be immortal. This is cellular mechanism. Each and every cell of our body should crave for immortality. Then immortality can be a reality. So our prayer should activate our cells while praying to the Mother for this descent. The base of our prayer should be the base of this cellular mechanism to be so projected that it becomes our cellular prayer. It becomes our cellular prayer. So we are not supposed, Satprem also agreed, that we are not prepared to imitate or to follow the path that was accepted by the Mother during this 23rd year sadhana of cellular transformation. We are simply to pray to the Mother, activating our own cells, awakening our own cells for that, and supramental externally working upon our body will come to our rescue, and we'll have this sort of experience this Mother had undergone, but without that sort of plight, without that sort of suffering. Exclusively under the shelter of the grace of the Mother, we can escape suffering, but we can enjoy the outcome of it. So if we can do it, so without undergoing this terrible plight of sadhana, we can have the real taste of immortality, for which Sri Aurobindo envisioned and completed yoga of ascent, and Mother completed this descent into body. So cellular mechanism has to be changed. That may even be what the descent into hell. It is equivalent to descent into hell. To descend into the body, descent into the cell is descent into the hell. And that is what symbolically in Savitri also descent into night is a portion where this secret and this key, that something has been well defined, elaborately defined by Sri Aurobindo also prior to mother's this sort of plight, and mother executed it. The mortal habit, that is another subtitle Satprem gives. And how does one go about descending into a body? How can we descend into the body? Now, who will descend? Who will descend? Our mind will descend into the body. That is our day-to-day experience. If something is irritating in our finger, then our mind immediately goes there. Is it a descent? Is it a descent into body? What is descent? And how does one go about descending into a body? Our body is perfectly natural to us. Our body is perfectly natural to us. We don't find out anything unnatural in our body. So when we shall find out disorder in our body is absolutely in order because we are healthy. We are everywhere all right. So what will we find descending into the body? And with what objective we are trying to descend into the body? What is our objective thereafter? We walk on its 2 feet and keep it fed. We are walking with the help of the body, with the 2 feet, and we feel that we are everywhere all right. Explaining and justifying the whole thing with a few convenient layers of philosophies or verbal acrobatics. With verbal acrobatics, with verbal exercises, as we do yoga practically to show off that we are yogi. Similarly, we are healthy, and to show off our health, we can make our body moving here, there, we can walk out, we can raise our hands, we can increase our motion. So these are all philosophies and acrobats. But real solution to this grand and great riddle is up till now not tried out even here in India or elsewhere too. And off it goes. Well, if we are to begin to understand anything about the body, it must first of all stop being natural. We must first of all take it for granted that our body, how far healthy it looks, is not natural. Death is the unnatural grand total of all hostile, unwanted habits of the body, vital and mind. So they are to be first of all found out. They are to be first of all traced out, pointed out. And mind is meant for this. Mind is not to entertain all such things. Mind is not to entertain the vital pleasures, physical pleasures, and mental entertainment too. Mind is to find out the true, genuine, master, universal solution to the riddle of death, and that is there in cellular mechanism. As long as the guinea pig behaves normally in its cage, it will only go on producing guinea pigs that will produce more guinea pigs. Reproduction programming is going on. Ahar, Nindra, Bhay and Maithun, they will continue going on. Is it natural? The way we are living with all these practical ideas, and we philosophize them. We put them in good words, glorious words, and we take consolation that no, we have progressed, we have done this, we are evolved, we have achieved this stage of evolution. But really we are unnatural. The way in which we are living is unnatural way, unless and until we find out the real genuine secret of this cellular mechanism. We cannot go deeper into our body, nor we can change our body. Matter has to be changed in order to master death. But matter of our body left to itself, taking it for granted to be natural, we stop ourselves to penetrate into it, to go deeper into it, and solution is not obtained. It is the shadow of the solution that is our pseudo achievement. It is our pseudo achievement, not genuine achievement. It is just merely apparent. So you can try changing your diet. We can change our diet and we can make our body healthy. We can get free from death, and that is what we have been doing up till now. Entire medical world is also doing all these things, prescribing all these things, and we take the consolation. But death still remains to be death and ever victorious. Or your sleeping patterns, or we may change our sleeping patterns. These are all apparent, what we call superficial programming, superficial solutions, so-called solutions, not real solution. Patterns, or even the quality of the air you breathe, pure air, healthy air, air of the hill station, makes your body healthy. But healthy body is also subjected to death, and diseased body is also subjected to death. Death is there, is not solved. Hatha yogis have extensively experimented with all those techniques. These are all techniques implemented by tantric, hatha yogis, and all different sorts of black magics implemented by different types of the yogis all over the world. You can even stop your heartbeat. You can even stop your heartbeat. Seizing your heartbeat, you cannot conquer death. If heart is stopped beating, that is not the solution, that you are not free from death. And then what? Satprem asked himself, we are not better the jugglings of the old species, nor even alter an improved version of the old species. We are still old. We are still old. As human beings, we are advanced apparently, but virtually we are not advanced. Animals are also living this way, and we people are also living the same way. Our animality is not up till now rooted out, so long as we are subjected to ahar, nindra, bhaya and maithun. So all old techniques, because we have not entered into the zone of the mechanism, cellular mechanism. Cellular mechanism is a very powerful dictum. Cellular mechanism means what? It is the mechanism of the cellular cells. It is the movement of the cells. It is the self-will projected by the cell. It is the self-determination projected by our cells in pattern that can decide about our death. So, what can decide about our death can decide about our birth too. So, there lies the mystery. Cellular mechanism is the powerful authority given and granted to us, but we are unaware of it, and mentally we cannot deep dive into it. We are not competent to deep dive into the cellular reality to know about cellular mechanism with the means of our mind only. We are after something else. We try to find out the cause of death. We are definitely after something else in the name of after death. We are trying to conquer death, but we are running after something. We are being deviated by all different objectives. So first of all, let us find out our true objective of this sadhana. If sadhana of mother will lead us to the true objective of our sadhana, then we should follow this path, and then only we can find out our sole objective of this birth. Jai Mataji.